So now, students, let me ask the question, integrity, what does it look like? Here now from speaker number 2.
I consider myself to be a passionate learner. Living during the age of information is a blessing in itself. If there's any self-evident truth I've come to learn, it's that there's such a thing called perfect, and I'm not it. I'm not perfect, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I am a person of integrity, and in the ideal world, integrity will always supersede perfection. Integrity is the compass of character. It is a noble idea that transcends race, class, and nation. It doesn't matter if you're at the apex of the world's tallest mountain or at absolute rock bottom. Integrity is always the right path. Yet, the right path is not always the easiest path. It is during such times that our integrity is challenged. We all encounter obstacles. What truly separates us is how we react to and overcome them. Without integrity, we become victim to our whims in times of adversity, placing what's convenient or self-serving above what is right. In a culture lacking integrity, corruption is fostered and all sense of community is lost. In such a culture, people are deprived of purpose and our path in life becomes meaningless. That is why it is of incredible importance that we recognize, appreciate, and revere the practice of integrity wherever we see it. No matter where I look, I see examples of integrity all around me. When I think of integrity, I think back to the conclusion of one of my favorite movies from childhood, Karate Kid. In the final scene, Johnny Lawrence, who was a repeat champion of the All-Valley Karate Tournament, lost the finals match in an upset. The loss was at the hands of, or shall I say, foot of newcomer Daniel LaRusso. The two of them had been feuding up to this point, and there was a great deal of animosity between them. And yet after losing to Daniel, Johnny doesn't take the sore loser route. He doesn't just congratulate Daniel on his victory, he goes a step beyond that. Johnny approaches the announcer and takes the trophy from him so that he can give it to Daniel himself. As he hands him the trophy, he says, "You're all right, LaRusso." That is what integrity looks like. What Johnny did was not easy. He not only conceded defeat, he also put aside a petty grudge and in front of his friends and sensei, buried the hatchet. When it comes to character, it doesn't matter if you're the winner or the loser. What matters is how you react to the outcome. Even in victory, there are opportunities to recognize and appreciate greatness. I personally had the chance to do that my last mock trial season. Good sportsmanship is the epitome of integrity. We won our first match of the season by 13 points. It was a dominating performance for our team, but not so much for me. On the role of opening statements, which was my role, I was statistically tied with my opposing counsel. I was disappointed in my score, but more than that, I was surprised. The other team's opening statement was masterfully worded and eloquently spoken. The presenter of their statement, some student 3 years younger than I, delivered his statement with profound passion, and yet he was given the same score that I was. It evoked some serious deja vu. When I joined the team 3 years earlier, our team was winless. I poured hours into assiduously analyzing case evidence and picking apart affidavits. But my hard work didn't amount to much amidst 15-point defeats. My hard work wasn't recognized. It felt like my efforts were for naught. I didn't want this student to feel discouraged as I once felt. He gave an extraordinary performance that deserved a perfect score, and so I told him that. I said, "Look, I personally feel that you bested me. Your team didn't win, but you definitely stood out in this courtroom. There's no doubt in my mind that you have a bright future. Keep up the amazing work." I was the only one on my team without a net contribution to the win. However, in that moment, after a victory that was bittersweet, I held my head up, approached the competitor that bested me, and flat out told him that he deserved a better score. I'm never perfect, but on that day, I did put integrity into practice. I don't regret that decision because it was the right thing to do. When you do the right thing, there is nothing to regret. You can do the right thing from absolutely anywhere. Integrity is not just found on screen or in the courtroom, it's also found in the classroom. What does integrity look like? It's telling your friends the truth, even when they don't want to hear it. It's not judging them when they tell you something that you don't want to hear. That's what integrity looks like. It's sticking by your friends and loved ones no matter what, giving them praise in their times of triumph, and an ear in times of darkness, always reminding them that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That's what integrity looks like. It's standing up for those who won't and can't stand up for themselves. It's saying sorry when you're wrong. It's accepting responsibility for your mistakes. It's realizing that 10 years from now, people won't remember what you did. Instead, they'll remember how you made them feel. Even if you are the only one doing the right thing, keep on doing it. Never allow the perception of being different prevent you from making a difference. George Orwell said, even if you are a minority of one, it does not make you wrong. Integrity is about standing up for what you believe in, even in the face of unfathomable adversity. And To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus Finch exemplifies the ideal of standing out by standing up for what is right. He stood steadfast in defense of wrongly accused Tom Robinson. He put his character, safety, reputation, and career on the line to stand up for what was right when nobody else would. That is what integrity looks like. There is no such thing, nor will there ever be such a thing as too much integrity. In our work, at school, our daily interactions, and competitions, no matter where we look, there are people making the world a better place by putting integrity into practice. The world is always in need of more people willing to stand up for what is right. Sometimes, practicing integrity can have its risks. Being honest can cause you to lose an election. Standing up to bullies can lead to peer backlash. Accepting your shortcomings can cause embarrassment. As Einstein stated, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. There's no challenge on this planet that's too great for integrity to conquer. So long as we remain righteous and headstrong, the future that lies ahead is strong. There we go. I'm not perfect. I'm a student from Bartlett High School in Webster, Massachusetts. I've always enjoyed presentations and public speaking opportunities. It's my favorite aspect of school, so I'm glad that this opportunity was available to kind of put those skills to the test and see how they work in the real world. And I want to first thank John Kalinowski of the Webster Lions Club for sponsoring me and allowing me to. And I also would like to thank my AP English teacher, Mrs. Hensel, for being my coach and giving me criticism. And I also have two guests with me today, the superintendent, Dr. Rogan, and then we also have Mrs. Haydick, who was my coach for DECA. I was just grateful for the opportunity. It was fun. It was crazy how the competition just got better and better as it went on. You thought it couldn't get any better at the last, and then you get to the next one and whoa. But I'm sure my neighbor will be grateful that I won't be talking to myself in the mirror anymore. And I'm a senior, so I'll be going to UMass Amherst to study communications. Thank you.
A lovely certificate. We have your award checks and kind of a special medal for you as well today. Our members thought that you really deserved a medal after all that you've gone through this year. And next up will be Tyler Adolfo.